All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and do the next rules of exponents. So we already focused on the 0 rule and the 1 rule. We're actually going to move on to product rule. We kind of visited this one a little bit while we were doing quadratics. So remember just your basics where you have your base, your exponent. So 2 to the third power or 2 to 2 cubed. You could also say it that way. So we have product rule. Anytime you have you're multiplying exponents, since it's product, you're multiplying exponents with the same base. So a and a, that is the same base. That means that you're going to actually be adding your exponents. So m plus n. You have some examples here. So again, your bases are the same. That means you add those exponents, giving you 8. Bases are the same. Add the exponents, that gives you 5. So 3 to the 5th power, x to the 8th power. Let's go ahead and get started on some of the examples. So once again, the rule here, I just kind of put it for you guys to see more examples and kind of see, okay, what's the rule, which is to add your exponents. For B, this one's a little bit more complicated example. You have x. Remember that when x is by itself, the power is 1, which is why we have x to the first power plus 5. You're adding this x plus these 5, which will give you x to the 6th power. You're doing the same thing for y squared and y squared, which you're adding to give you y to the 4th power. I'm going to go ahead and do some of these practice problems. Remember, you're just simplifying here. You're not necessarily evaluating your expressions. So let's look at number 1, or let's do number 2 actually. So for number 2, we have b times b to the 4th power. Again, I have the same base, and when that happens, you're going to add your exponents. Now right here, this is a power of 1, even though you don't see it. So you're technically doing b to the first power plus 4. So that's going to give you a total of b to the 5th power. So that would be your final answer here. I'm going to go ahead and do 4 now. So for 4, you have a to the 6 times b to the 7 times a to the 4 times b to the 6. Again, when you have the same base, you are going to add those exponents. So you're going to do 6 plus 4. And then you have b and b again. So 7 plus 6. So you're adding those. You're going to get a total of a to the 10th power times b to the 13th power. And this is actually your final answer. You're simply simplifying. You are not solving these notations. We will go into solving them when we move on to the pre-cal for you guys. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next examples. Okay, so for the next ones here, I'm actually going to do number 7. So again, same base, you add the exponents. So x and x are the same base, so I'm actually going to be adding 6 plus 11. And then for the other one, we have y and y, they are the same base. So you're going to be adding 6 plus 10. So your final answer here, once you've actually added those exponents, you're going to get x to the 17th power times y to the 16th power. And again, that is your answer because you are only simplifying, you are not solving. Looking at number 9, you have 2 to the 3rd power times 2 to the 3rd power. So again, these are the same base. So when you have the same base, you're going to add your exponents. So that's going to give you a total of 2 to the 6th power. Now, even though you can technically solve this one because 2 to the 6th power just means you're going to go 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. But I'm not asking you to evaluate. I'm simply asking you to simplify. So 2 to the 6th power, you would actually stop there. As we progress, you will eventually evaluate the ones that are able to get evaluated. But until then, you're just going to leave them alone and leave it in simplest form. So for number 10, I'm going to go ahead and do that one. That's the last one that I'll do, and then you guys will move on to finishing up this practice problem or the practice sheet. So for 10, because 2 has there's no other base with 2, that means I'm going to leave that 2 to the 4th power alone. But if you look at the x's, these are the same base, which means you're going to do 2 plus 3 plus 4. So your final answer here is 2 to the 4th power times x to the 9th power. And then again, you are done. You don't have to solve 2 to the 4th power because you're being asked to simplify. So then that's it for this lesson on the product rule. You guys are going to go ahead and finish the rest of them. Feel free to do one lesson per day, but if you want to just go ahead and do like 2 or 3 at a time, again, that's up to you. Just pace yourself. If you have any questions, email me, message me, reach out. you know that I usually answer back regardless, even if it's past your school hours. I always get back to you guys, so feel free to message me even after I guess school hours. I will message you as soon as I get an email or any response from you guys. Go ahead and get started, finish up the rest of these. If you need help or if you're not sure if you got the right answer, message me and I'll let you know if your answer was correct or not. All right, see you later, and start working on the next one whenever you get a chance. Remember, do one per day. That's probably the best bet.